Hey guys, I am so excited that it's August and the yarn trail is coming up very quickly in just a few weeks. And so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about our mystery pattern that is part of this year's yarn trail. I am so excited to be working on this design and putting it together to honor all of the shops on the trail. We have 10 amazing shops in our area, and I have designed a pattern. It's a mystery, and so I can't tell you too much, but I want to tell you that a few details as far as yarn choices, and so you can start thinking ahead and making a plan. So the name of the pattern is the Trail Mix Wrap, and this pattern can be mixed and matched. So whichever shop you go to first, you can start that section, and then as you go along your unique trail to all the shops, you just get the next clue and you do that section, and you can, as you go along, it can be put together in any order. And so everyone will have a unique wrap, and they will have their own sort of souvenir, that shows the path and the trail that they took through this year's yarn trail. And so I chose stitches that are easy, they're fun. If you're a beginner, you know how to knit and purl and slip stitches, then you are going to be perfectly happy. It's interesting, it's fun. I'm excited about it. I also want to make sure that I mention that you're only going to be working with one color at a time. So if you're nervous about using two different colors of yarn, you're not going to be working with two colors at the same time. So each row, you're only going to be holding one yarn in your hand, one color at a time, and the slip stitches take care of all the sort of color work that happens. And so it's kind of fun and magical to see how just using one color and slipping stitches, and then you get this really great effect. And there's so many different things that you can do with the slip stitches. And so I do want to make sure that you know that, in case you are a little bit worried about color work, and when you see the design, you're going to go, well, I'm not quite sure about that. But I promise it's only one color at a time. You only have one working yarn in your hand at a time, and you're carrying up the other yarn on the side of your work. So very simple, very friendly for beginners and those who are not super interested in using like lots of yarns. It's not complicated at all. So as far as yarn, so here are some tips. We are going to be using fingering weight sock yarn, and it's going to be at least 1,400 to 1,600 yards. So it's a nice size. That's about 4 skeins. And so you want to get in that range. And you also want to choose colors that are high contrast. So for example, you can choose a background color that is a neutral, and then choose something maybe that's color changing and bright that will, kind of contrast, that you'll always be able to see the stitches. You don't want something that is going to get lost if you have like a really brightly colored yarn, you don't want to pick something that's going to get lost in there. Like you don't want to pick a light blue like this, because then you won't be able to tell the difference between the two stitches. You could also do 2 very bright colors, like a bright yellow and a red, a bright hot pink and a yellow, things like that, or maybe even a blue and a yellow would look really good, really bold. And I was looking at my stash, and I realized I had a mini skein which has exactly 10 skeins. So there are 10 sections, and I can use a background color like this that shows up against all 10 of those skeins, and that's gonna work out really well. So I'm gonna start this one as soon as I'm done with the one I'm already working on. And so I hope that kind of gives you a little bit of help on what you're going to need, what you can be looking for. You can choose a neutral background color and then, you know, do some fun bright colors. You can choose lots of bright colors. You can do 2 colors. You can do 20 colors. I mean, you can use up many skeins. You can, you know, choose 1 skein of yarn from each shop and put them together, and, you know, do 1 light, 1 dark, 1 light, 1 dark, that kind of thing. And so, yeah, so I'm excited to see you guys out on the trail this year. And I hope that you're excited and that you're ready to shop all of these amazing stores that we have. So I will see you on the trail.